Greetings, Taurus and Taurus rising. This is your Western forecast for June 2024. A major emphasis on increasing your income. Some of you may be spending a lot of money, but with moderation, you could actually save more, make more than spending more. That is because there's going to be the first half of the month 3 planets in Gemini, including the Sun. And Gemini is the second sign past Taurus. The second sector is the sector of income. But expansive Jupiter, lucky, fortunate Jupiter, at the end of May, for the first time in 12 years, entered Gemini into your second house of income, and it will be there to the beginning of June 2025. So you're entering a really prosperous cycle for increasing your income. Now, the new moon will be in Gemini on the 6th of June, holding your attention for those next 4 weeks. It's aligned with benefic Venus, but it's being contracted by worrisome Saturn. So you might be really pushing to make more money because you may be worried, but you don't need to worry because that Jupiter is going to protect you. Now, the second half of the month, those Mercury, Venus, Sun will leave Gemini, move into Cancer, into your third house sector. And Mars is ambitious, assertive, courageous. Mars is going into Taurus once every 2 years on June the 8th to July the 20th. But before I break all that down and how it might apply to you, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box underneath the video, you'll find direct links to book an astrology reading or to check out my 2-question offer. All right, so the first half, the Sun is in Gemini, the first to June the 20th, so about the first 3 weeks. Wherever the Sun is shining is where our attention is more drawn to. Mercury is really strong in Gemini because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So when it comes to negotiations in the second house of finances, you're going to be sharper, quicker, more confident. And Venus, the ruler of Taurus, this benefic planet, that planet of attraction, will be in your second house of income from the last week of May through the middle of June. So the Venus wants to attract money. The Mercury wants to negotiate money. The Sun, for those first 3 weeks, this is where the most of your attention and priority is drawn to. However, the new moon on June the 6th in Gemini, in your second house of income, that is going to hold your attention for 4 weeks. But this new moon is going to be at 16 degrees of Gemini. There's 30 degrees in a sign. And benefic Venus will be at 16 degrees of Gemini. This in itself could be really favorable for relationships, for creativity, for finances, because Venus rules Taurus, and Taurus is a financial sign. But the Venus is in a square or being challenged by Saturn. So there's going to be this real concern and worrying about it's not enough money, I got to make more money. But there's nothing to really worry about. Maybe you'll be worried in the first part of June, but Jupiter a lucky, expansive, protective Jupiter is now in Gemini in your second house of income for the next 12 months. Now, the Sun moves into Cancer on the 20th of June through the first 3 weeks of July. The Sun draws our attention, what is lighting up for us. Then Mercury, what we're thinking about. Venus, that relationships are pleasure. But they're all going to be in Cancer. Now, Cancer is favorable with Taurus because Cancer is a water sign. Taurus is an earth sign. But this emphasis on the last half of the month is going to be more on the third house sector. Now, Jupiter, the great benefic, is going to be in the background for the next 12 months, bringing you financial growth and opportunities. So with the Sun, Mercury, Venus leaving the second of income, not to worry, because the great granddaddy of Jupiter is going to be there in the second of income. But now your attention is all going to be more with the third house. The third house is selling, learning, negotiating, maybe some more domestic or short distance traveling. But when I'm comparing that major emphasis on trying to increase your income and the third house of learning or selling, you might start really thinking about how to get more job training to make more money this year. Or this is where you're really amping up, selling and getting more commissions to make more money. And Mars, ambitious, assertive Mars, is going to be in Taurus. Now, as I said in last month's video, aggressive, assertive Mars was in the shadow house, the last house, the 12th house, May the 1st till June the 8th. Because there's all this positive energy coming up and Jupiter now in the second house of income, then the Mars in the 12th could also just have been doing a lot of development, incubation, building, preparing for a launch. And once every 2 years, ambitious, assertive Mars goes in the first house of new beginnings, new ambitions, initiating new ventures, June the 8th to July the 20th. The full moon in Capricorn on June the 21st could be impacting you from the 20th to the 22nd, 23rd. The ninth house is opposite the third house. So it's two sides of the same coin, with that Mercury, Venus, Sun, the last half of the month in the third house. That third house can be learning and education to get, ways of getting more professional training. The third house can also be traveling. And the ninth house is higher education, deciding to, start classes, maybe go back to school and get your degree. That's the full moon bringing everything to light in the ninth house. But the ninth house also deals with higher, not only higher education, but long distance traveling. So there could be a lot of traveling going on here the last half of the month. And that full moon in Capricorn is going to be influenced by Venus and Mercury. Mercury's bringing all this restlessness to travel, and Venus is bringing in all this potential pleasure and enjoyment. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to sign up for my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.go. That's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.